if God really want to remove it from you. So maybe yun yung reason why it happens. Kasi God wants to give me a message na, you think 10% lang yung sa akin? No. All of that is mine. I give you the opportunity to work there, so that's mine. So we should always acknowledge that everything that we have belongs to our God. So 10% lang yan. Pero 10% malaki rin minsan. Pag maliit yung sweldo, okay, 10%. Pero nung nasa Korea na, 10% is makakabili na ako ng cellphone. Parang gano'n, di ba? Malaki na. But then again, if you train yourself on small things, sabi doon, pag you train yourself on small things, you will be allotted by God more blessings. So one of my favorite parable na tinuturo ni Jesus is the parable of the talents. Are you familiar with that? Pag sinabi natin talents doon sa parable, it doesn't mean na talent is being to sing ni bro. Talent ni bro Ryan to dance. Talent ni bro Pedro sa photography. It's not that. The talent that na sinasabi doon is the unit of money. Currency, kumbaga. So, anong ginawa? Matthew 25, verses 14 to 30. That's, kung gusto nyo basahin, read it. But here's the story. So, tatlong tao. So, the first person, ibinigyan niya ng 5 talents. Kasi he wants to go to somewhere, travel. Magta-travel siya. So, he entrusted his money to 3 persons. So, sa unang tao, binigyan niya ng 5 talents. Sa pangalawa, binigyan niya ng 2 talents. At sa pangatlo, binigyan niya ng 1 talent. So, entrusted na. So, umalis. So, the first person, anong ginawa niya dun sa 5 talent na in-entrust sa kanya? He invested that 5 talents. He traded it. He do business of it. At the end of it all, yung 5 talents naging 10 talents. So, naging doble. Yung pangalawa, 2 talents. Anong ginawa? The same. In-invest, in-trade. So, the 2 talents become 4 talents. Pero yung isa, anong ginawa? Ha? Binahon sa lupa. Sabi niya, natatakot akong galawin itong treasure na to. So, I will put this under I will bury this para hindi magalaw. So, nangyari, bumalik yung master. So, tinawag niya yung first person. Anong ginawa mo sa 5 talents? Master! So, sabi niya, I invested it, I traded. Now, it's all 10 talents. So, anong reaction ng master? Siyempre, tuwang-tuwa. Wow! Wow, ang galing mo! Parang ganon. So, in-acknowledge niya yung effort ng tao na in-invest niya yung pera at dinoble niya. So, in return for that, he receives the acknowledgement, and then, sabi niya, because of that, I will entrust you more money. Because you did that, you did the right thing, I will entrust you more. So sa pangalawa naman, same reaction. Wow, ang galing mo. So, kahit 5 talents or 2 talents, same reaction lang yung na-receive niyo from the master. Kasi dinoble niya yung pera. The same is true with us. Maybe iba yung salary mo, iba yung salary ko, may maliit, may malaki, but it doesn't matter. It's how you handle your money. How are we going to please our Creator? How are we going to make our money grow? Small amount is not a reason, because we will receive the same acknowledgement from Him compared dun sa malaking investment. Pero, ano nangyari dun sa isang talent? Ano nangyari? So, the master was disgusted. So, he outcasted that person who did not do something. Kahit man lang nilagay mo sa bangko, hindi man lang. At least, it earns something. It earns a little. Kunti lang na-earn, pero at least it earns. Pero ginawa niya talaga. Pinur niya sa... So, it is clear that the master would like us to do something dun sa mga biyayang in-entrust niya. Not just spend it. Not just keep it. But do something about it. Do something about it. So going back to the idea of tithings, we should give our 10% as a favor for ourselves. Kasi nagiging unselfish tayo pagka ganun. So pag nagiging unselfish ka na tao, nagiging better ka as a person. You become a better wife, you become a better husband, you become a better friend. And if you become a better person, you attract more good people to come into your life. And if you are surrounded by good people, prosperity will come easily to you. In everything. Nasa iyo yung favor eh. Kasi bless yung pera mo, bless yung investment na ginagamit mo because of this. But above all, dapat natin iisipin na we give because we love. We prioritize our God. It is an acknowledgement that, Lord, I prioritize you, I love you, so 10% unang-una kung ibabawas and I will give it to you. Of course, yung promise na yun, we look forward to that also, but our main reason talaga why we tithe is because of love. So check our motives. Kasi if our motives is only, I don't want to feel guilty, so I will give you tithes, it will become useless. So, motivation lang talaga, ang motive mo lang talaga yung i-check mo una. So, ito yung pinakamayaman na tao in the history of, isa sa mga pinakamayaman na tao in the history of US, in the history of United States of America, si John D. Rockefeller. Sabi niya, I never would have been able to tithe the first $1 million I ever made if I had not tithed my first salary, which was $1.50 per week. So it all starts in small things. So, alam mo yung mga insight na nakukuha ko from people, kasi if you read their books, if you read their works, if you listen to them, tithing is always, hindi talaga mawawala sa kanilang mga sharings. If not tithing, sharing, charity, foundation, mga ganyan, laging kasali sa kanilang mga sharings yun. So that would simply mean that if you really want to become well-off in life, you have to practice a lifestyle of generosity. Magiging generous tayo. It's not always that we receive. We should also open our hands to share it to others, to share our blessings. Of all the people, we Christians should know that. So, di ba? So, sabi niya, do not wait na saka na ako magta-tithes pag malaki na yung sweldo ko. Saka na pag wala nang utang. Saka na pag maginhawa na kami, because it will not happen. It will not happen if that is your perspective in life. Because first and foremost, God will only allow blessings to come into your life if you learn how to give what is due to Him. That will open, sabi niya, that will open the windows of blessings. So don't wait for that because it won't come. So, now, sabi dun sa parable, we should do something to our money. At least man lang save. But, saving, do you think is enough? Is it enough? Is saving only enough? No. Why? Sabi ni Warren Buffett, he became the richest man in the world last 2008. Yun yung bagsak yung economy ng buong mundo. But siya yung tao na kahit bagsak yung economy, lumago yung kanyang pera because he has some strategy. Sabi niya, do not invest on the business that you don't know. Sabi niya, dapat alamin mo muna. And in doing that, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Kaya ba nilalagay yung itlog in one basket? Why? Why do not put all your eggs in one basket? Correct. Pag mabutas yung basket, pag mahulog yung basket, basag lahat ng itlog. So doon na uso yung term na diversification. You need to diversify your savings. It's not just savings. Later on, we will realize why it is not enough to just save. We should also invest some part of it. And in doing that, sabi niya, do not enter a business that you don't know. We need to know that business. Ano ba yung mga types of investment na pwede sa atin? So, common na pagkakamali natin is that we invest on an investment that we don't know. Kaya, saan na pupunta? Kaya marami nagreklamo na nai-scam sila. One perfect example. Excuse me EMS Goldex. Baka may ano dito. But, it's clearly a scam. But because what they are saying is that, hey, you're going to earn this kind of amount. Ako first time, may nag-PM sa akin na hindi ko kilala. He introduced this to me. So, tinignan ko kung ano yung rate of return. Aba, napakalaki. Sabi ko, klaro-klaro scam ito. So, at yun pa yung mga pinakauna. I will not trust this. Because in investment, you will not get your return overnight. You will not get your return. Dapat kasi ini-explain niya nila, pero they just keep on saying na maganda dahil ganito. So syempre, if you don't know about that, ay maganda pa yung return, sige, I will invest. So scam pala. Kaya nagrereklamo tayo na nai-scam tayo. We always follow that. So anong investment na pwede sa atin? So, but first and foremost, let's go to the basic. Why we should invest? Kasi yun nga, sabi ni Bro Ryan. But one of the things na dapat nating magiging anchor, magiging reason why we have to invest is because of this. For your goals. Ano ba yung goals niyo sa buhay? Yung dream niyo? Usually ano ba?
Pag-asawa.
Pag-asawa? Pero
Nice.
tama yan, bro. You need to invest in order to marry. Why?
Amen.
Imagine if you don't have
Pampalis ng
enough
antok.
finances to support your family later on. Diba? Isa yan sa pinaka-importanting reason. Before you're going to marry, you have to learn how to invest first. Sinasabi nga sa amin eh. Sabi na, kung gusto niyo makahanap ng mapapangasawa, you find a person na magiging asset mo, not a liability. And when we say asset, somebody who knows how to invest, somebody who knows how to save, somebody who knows how to budget. You find that someone. Meron naman dito. Bro Adil. Find an asset, not a liability. Okay, ano ba usually yung mga goals natin? Mga dreams natin in life.
Mga pagbahay.
Yes, bahay. Ano pa? Business, ano pa?
Pag-aaral ng mga anak.
Pag-aaral ng mga anak, ano pa?
Kotse, yan.
Sasakyan. Pero usually yung mga narinig ko, kahit sa ganitong edad, and I'm so glad that this is the reason, retirement. Sabi mo, ang aga pa naman? No! At this age, think about your retirement. So one of the reasons. And the common denominator of these goals are, is what? Common denominator. Anong kailangan para ma-achieve yung mga goals na yun? Invest. Kailangan natin para ma-achieve yung goals na yun is no other than money. Sinasabi natin money is not everything, which is true. But in order to have that goals, we need to have money. How can you send your kids to school if you don't have money? Paano ka makapagpatayo ng bahay? So for our goals, we have to invest in order to reach our goals. And the second one is to beat inflation rate. Inflation rate. Anyone? Si bro Joey, ganyan? Inflation rate. So let's find out about inflation rate. And this is also my main reason why we invest.
Humans.
So technical description. It is defined as a sustained increase in the general level of prices for goods and services. So it is measured as an annual percentage increase. As inflation rises, every dollar you own buys a smaller percentage of a good or service. Do you understand?
Amen.
No? Yes?
Yes.
Naiintindihan natin the technical definition of inflation rate? English, no. So let's put it this way. Okay, let's put it this way. So tanungin natin si Lolo. Si Lolo, ang daming nasi-share ni Lolo sa atin, no? Noong unang panahon, ganito kami. Ganito kami manligaw, ganito kami But isa sa mga sinishare ng mga nakakatanda is that, alam nyo ba, noong unang panahon, ang 1 peso, nakakabili na kami ng isang supot na pandesal. Take note, isang pack. Not 1, not 2, but 1 pack. Not only that, nakakabili pa kami ng
Cola.
Coke. At saka meron na. At saka may barya pa. Makakabili pa kami ng maraming candy in just 1 peso. Have you ever told that by your grandfather?
No.
No? Kasi
Namatay na.
Already.
parang ikaw na yata yun. Na-experience na yata ni Kuya Angel yun, no?
Hindi ko kaya, karamihan pa lang yung na-experience ko.
So, yun yung kanilang reason nun. But now, ano na lang yung nabibili ng piso?
Candy.
Candy na lang. Out of those 3, candy. Isang piraso pa. Dos na, oh. So, halimbawa, si Carla kunyari yan. Pupunta ng corner store. bibili ng pandesal na sa halagang piso, ganyan kalaki.
Yung kagat lang.
Isang kagat lang. But then as years go by, si Carla ulit pumunta ng corner store, bumili ng pandesal, pero sa halagang 150. Yan tinatawag na inflation rate. Paano sinusolve yan? So sa piso, naging 150, ilan yung difference? 50 centavos. So 50 centavos is 50% bigger than the previous one. So inflation rate is 50%. So ganyan, kinukompute yung inflation. How much yung pagmahal ng isang bilhin. So that's what we are trying to attain in investment, in investing. Kasi kung savings lang, our money will not grow. So mabibit siya ng inflation rate. So later on, we're going to talk about that. So this is the inflation rate of the Philippines. From 1999 to 2011, annually. So nakikita yung pinakamataas dyan is ito. 2008 because yan yung worldwide, nagka-problema tayo financially worldwide yan. So tumaas talaga yung mga bilihin dyan. But in 2009, so nakabawi hanggang sa 2011. So ganyan yung rate from 1999 to 2011 ang inflation natin. So lately, ito from last year until ngayong January. So don't you know na tayo na ngayon yung second fastest growing economy in Asia as of this moment? Yes, lumalakas yung economy natin, no? Kasi hindi naman tayo, kasi naano ko, pag nag-Twitter ako, yung nag-trend doon, yung mga showbiz, yung mga scandal, yung mga ganun. Pero minsan hindi nag-trend about business, about economy. So it's just showing na yung mga Pinoy hindi masyadong mahilig sa economy. Pag sa newspaper lang siya, doon showbiz part. Sino ba yung nirate, sino ba yung pinatay. But the business part, we usually skip that. We don't read something about business. But, as of this moment, our inflation rate, bumaba siya ng 2.4, January 2015. So malakas yung, if you are investing in a stock market, you know that. Because our index is also growing high. So kaya nagsa-celebrate ngayon yung mga investors dahil dyan. So we don't know that kung maganda yung economy ng Pilipinas as of this moment. But lately ganyan. So on the average, from 1958 until now, so the average annual percent of our inflation is 8.85%. What does what does that percentage mean? Today, your 24 pesos, what can you buy out of that?
24 pesos?
24 pesos, sardinas, magkano ngayon?
10.
Sa kilo. 13 pesos yung sardinas. So mayroon pa tayong magkano? 11 pesos. So what can we buy for 11 pesos? Gulay. Kunyari 5 pesos, gulay. So may 6 pesos pa. Gulay, itlog. Isang itlog. So isang itlog, isang sardinas, at isang gulay, 24 pesos. But don't you know that in 1975, you can buy all these things by how much?
1 peso?
1 peso?
10
10 cents? 1975.
Ah,
Using this 8.85%.
Kuya Engel.
In 1975, sabi lang with this percentage, or maybe lower than 1975, you know that you can buy all the stuff with 65 centavos only. Wala pa, hindi man lang umabot ng piso. So you see the value, the buying power of our money is degrading. So kaya, unang-una nating pag-aralan is yung pag-i-invest. So we already learned why we should invest. But what is investing? So it is about committing, in layman's term, yung 500 pesos ko, i-invest ko. And I am expecting that it will return as 1,000 pesos. Or depende kung ilang percentage. But basically, that's what we want to obtain in investing. We invest the money so that it will return with higher amount. So yun yung tinatawag na investing. So, investing is our way of making revenge on our money. Kasi, we are here in Korea to, what? To earn money by what? We want to earn money through what?
Through our work.
Through working. So, meaning, we work for the money. We work hard because we want the money. Investing is making your money work for you. So, parang inutusan mo, you work for me. So, you multiply for me. Parang inutusan mo siyang ganun. So, that is investing. So, that's why we should not only work for money. So, gantihan natin sila. Ako, nagtrabaho ko para sa'yo. Magtrabaho ka naman para sa akin. So, we can take revenge on our money by making them as our slave, not them making us as slave. Don't be enslaved by your money. Enslave them by investing. So, ano ba yung mga types of investment na pwede nating pasukan? I will divide it into 3 categories. Unang-una sa lahat, cash and money market instrument. So, later on, we will find out ano yung mga example ng mga investment sa ganyan. Second, bonds. James Bond. Third, stocks and equities. So, please don't be, excuse me fooled by I know may mga networking naman na okay, di ba? But may mga networking lang talaga na they just want to recruit, but they don't teach people how to sell. After the recruit, pabayaan na because they earn money from you. So, we could not be effective on that part unless otherwise you are so well off in marketing. So, as an OFW na busy sa trabaho, we should try to look at these types of investment na bagay sa atin. So, cash and money market. But before everything else, there's one thing that we need to invest first. We have to invest in knowledge. Yan muna the thing that we are doing right now. You are investing your time to learn something. Kahit sa akin, pagtsagaan nyo na. But, my advice is that you find people na expert for this. If you want, kasi sabi ko kanina basic lang. Kung may basic, mayroong advanced. So, before you come in, you join and invest into investing world, start first from the basic. Ito yon. So, later on, if you want to advance your study, try to educate yourself. May YouTube naman, may Google. So, if you are really interested in investing, you find a way to learn from it. Ako, I can share only kung ano lang yung natutunan ko along the way. But, usually, it is good if we can read mga books. Mga books I recommend Robert Kiyosaki's book. Or kung gusto nyo talaga yung talagang easy to understand na parang easy to read lang ng mga books. May mga Filipino authors tayo na magagaling din like Randall Chongson, Bo Sanchez. I read a lot of Bo Sanchez books. Start with My Maid Invested in the Stock Market. That's a book written by Bo Sanchez. How he turned his maid into a millionaire. So maswerte yung maid na yun kasi financial advisor yung amo niya. Kasi na-notice na yung 7,000 a month, walang natitira. So he managed the money of his maid. So ngayon that maid is already a millionaire. Narinig ko. So gumawa siya ng libro tungkol doon, kung ano yung tinuro niya. So if you want a PDF, PM me. I will give you the e-book for that. Promise, madali lang siyang basahin. Nakakaaliw kasi you learn something. Tsaka hindi siya yung libro talaga na a lot of pages. Kunti lang siya. But you can learn a lot from that. So if you want a copy of that e-book, please PM me and I will give it to you para basahin nyo. Start from that. Kahit doon ka lang mag-start. Kasi napaka-clear ng explanation niya. So that's one way to invest in knowledge. Saka kung may mga seminar opportunities, go. Grab it. Kasi for mga big seminars, siyempre kukuha talaga ng speaker na talagang alam na alam yung tungkol sa mga dyan. We can get insights from that. So opportunities yan for us to learn. So it is important na we should be knowledgeable first. So after this, I won't recommend you to invest. Why? Basic lang po yung natutunan natin. Marami pa po tayong kakaining bigas. Kahit ako, I diversify my portfolio only for time deposit, savings, and stock market. Marami pa akong gustong pasukan, but no way. No, not now. Because I need to learn first. So kung ano lang yung natutunan ko, yun lang yung tiniteach ko sa inyo ngayon. So follow up yourself. If you really want to beat the inflation, if you really want to get your goals na kung ano man yan in the future, try to make an effort na i-educate niyo yung sarili niyo. Kasi ako, I just educated myself. And then later on, I attended seminars na marami ka pala matutunan dito. So start from investing in knowledge. Kasi sabi nga niya, sino yan? In a $100.
Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin?
Yes, it's Benjamin Franklin, one of the... Ang ganda ng istorya ng buhay nito. He started from ano. So sabi nga niya, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So pag may magtanong, ano ba yung pinakamagandang i-invest? I-invest it in knowledge. Kaya nga natatawa nga ako yung sa mga nagpo-post sa Facebook na, I have 50,000 pesos. Where should I invest it? So usually yung mga marunong, they advise. But what is their advice? Buy a book. Attend seminar. Spend that money to buy a book, to attend seminar, to educate yourself. Because if you have invested in knowledge, hindi mo itatanong yan. Where should I invest? Because you know already that if you have already the knowledge. Parang ganito lang yan. You have ramyun. You go out to the street. You ask people, how should I eat this? This ramyun. Siyempre, kung Chinese yung tinanong mo, or yung Korean yung tinanong mo, anong sasabihin sa'yo? Eat the ramyun using? Chopstick. Kung Pinoy, using?
Kamay.
Tinidor naman. Ramyun yun eh. Pero kung yung mga ancient people siguro, pwede pa sila masabi na igupin mo na lang yan or kamayin mo na lang. So, ibig sabihin, choosing the best investment for you is relative. Meaning relative based on yourself. Your personality, how aggressive are you, how ano are you. Maybe the investment that will work for me will not work for you. So hindi ko basta-basta i-advise na, ay alam mo kumita ako sa stock market, mag-invest ka rin. It's not as simple as that. So you yourself should know, ano ba yung bagay sa akin? Kasi kilala mo yung sarili mo eh. You should know that for yourself. So that is why, sa lahat ng investment, ito yung pinakauna-una ninyong pagtuunan. Knowledge muna. Basa, YouTube. Yung paglalaro ng COC, hatiin muna natin yun. Kung 3 hours tayo naglalaro ng Clash of Clans everyday, gawin na lang muna natin 1.5, then the other 1.5. Let's basa-basa din pag may time, diba? Nood-nood ng mga YouTube. Marami sa YouTube, maraming mga ganun. I recommend ANC on the Money. ANC on the Money na channel. Kasi maraming na pag-uusapan dyan. So, marami kang matutunan. Don't put at sa list na wala akong oras, wala akong ganun. But if you really want it, if you really want to learn, you can find the ways. So, invest in knowledge first. So, cash and money market instrument. Ano bang mga investment na pwede nating pagtuunan dito? Unang-una sa lahat, cash and money is the most safest and the most liquid vehicle available. Kung conservative type ka, like ayaw mong i-risk yung money mo, dito ka sa cash and money market instrument. Pinaka-safe and liquid. When we say liquid, anong ibig sabihin? Madaling? Ibenta? Pag sinabing liquid sa science, tubig, mga tubig, di ba? Madaling tumalay. Pero sa financing world, liquid meaning, yun yung mga perang madali mong makuha. Like, I need my money, like for me, I need money for the operation of my brother. So, sa savings ako, kasi yun yung pinakamadali kong pagkukuhanan ng pera. So, madali mo siyang kunin. Without any notice, you can get it. Through ATM or through bank. So, that's the most safest and the most liquid vehicle available. So, one of that is yung pinag-ano natin kanina about savings account. Savings account alone is not recommended, but it is important. Why? So, mamaya, I will tell you. Next is time deposit. Under yan sa cash and money market. And the last one is treasury bills. Ito yung mga investment vehicles under cash and money market. Pinaka-safest para walang risk na involved. Kung gusto mong mahindi yung tulog mo sa gabi, dito ka. But then again, ang ano nito is, maliit lang din yung return. Kasi in investment, low risk, low return. High risk,
High return.
high return. So kung doon ka sa medyo dangerous, malaki din yung makukuha mo. So, kaya again, it will go back to your personality. Are you aggressive or are you conservative? Kasi kung conservative ka, dito ka. So, savings account, ano yan? Sabi dito, savings account is our money earns an interest and the money is more secure. So, it earns a little interest but it is secure kasi nasa bank lang. Hindi naman tatakbo yung bank, no? Diyan lang naman yan. So, you can always go to that bank and get your money. So, why it is safe? It is because guaranteed dyan ng PDIC. yung up to 500,000 savings, guaranteed yan ng PDIC. So, anong ibig sabihin? No matter what happens to the bank, we can get our money back. So, either malulugi yung bank or we can get that through the protection of the PDIC, a savings account. So, it is not recommended to have savings account alone, but it is important because that is where you're going to put your emergency fund. Emergency fund, ibig sabihin, emergency. Pag sinabing emergency,
Hindi inaasahan.
mga hindi inaasahang bagay. Mga hindi inaasahang, hindi ka nais-nais na bagay. May na-aksidente. We can tell that maybe later. Sorry. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next, we don't know when. So, we should have our savings account so that we can pull our money from that account if we need it. Until when? Hanggang kailan ako magsisave? So, sabi nila, ideally, savings should be equal to 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. Again, 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. It's relative, maybe some of you 3 months of your expenses, 4, 5, 6, depende kung gaano kabigat yung responsibility mo sa pamilya. So from that, you set, kailangan kong mag-ipon ng 3 months equivalent to my expenses. Magkano ba yung magagastos ko in 1 month? Say for example, 100,000 pesos in 1 month. Yan yung lifestyle mo eh. So times 3. So you need to earn what? How much? 300,000 pesos in your savings account. But that's overboard already. Kasi meron naman sa inyo mas matipid, meron ding mas galante. So depende na yan. So you should also consider your responsibility, kung gaano kabigat yung responsibility mo sa family. So ikaw na yung nakakaalam niyan. So the problem with the savings account is that you earn only this interest, this one. So when you open a savings account, you also consider things You also need to consider the bank. Alin ba sa mga bangko yung nakapagbibigay ng mas mataas na interest? So ito yung i-consider natin. Magkano ba yung initial deposit ng bank na yan? So ayan yung list. I don't know if this is updated, but generally this is what. So ito yung mga bank natin sa Pilipinas na pwede yung pag-upinan ng savings account. So yung mga initial deposit nila, and then the maintaining balance, and then yung kailangan na balance so that it will earn an interest, and this is the interest rate per bank. So of course you go to the bank na mas mataas yung interest rate. But 0.5% is it big or small?
Wala akong 1%.
Small.
Is that a per annum basis?
Yes, per annum. Ito po, per year yan. Per annum yan. Magkano ba yung percentage natin sa inflation rate?
8.5.
Annually. But then, for this year lang,
2.4.
kahit yun na lang i-consider natin,
2.4.
sabihin na natin mga 3% average, kasi may 4 din, may 2. 3%, this one is 5%, so lugi pa tayo ng magkano?
2.5.
2.5%. So this is the main reason why savings alone is not enough. Why? Sabihin mo may 100,000 ako sa bangko, safe na ako. After 10 years, balikan mo yung 100,000 mo, it earns 50%. But the buying power also decrease. Kasi because of the inflation rate. So yung 100,000 pesos mo a year ago can buy a bag of diapers. Ngayon, baka isa na lang. So, it earns an interest but smaller compared to the inflation rate na na-discuss natin kanina. But it is important. Kasi nga, pagkuhanan natin for emergency only. So, it's up to you to decide kung magkano yung ilalagay nyo sa savings nyo. So, yun na lang muna yung i-focus. Kung wala pa kayong, kasi this is very important. Because this will become your safety net. Ma-appreciate mo siya kung nag-i-invest ka na. Kasi sa investment kasi, as much as possible, you have to secure your money na hindi siya magagalaw. Or else, baka premature yung pagkakuha mo ng pera, hindi pa kumikita, kinuha mo na, lugi ka. But if you have savings account for your emergency, at least may kukuhanan ka ng resources in case of emergency. So, remember that 3 to 6 months. So this is an 88 savings account. But if you want a higher interest than that, may mga passbook savings account din naman. So, 0.5%. So, ganyan yung mga ratings nila. So, ask around. So, do your homework. Find a bank that would give you a higher interest rate in terms of savings. So, for example, nakompleto ko na yung 3 to 6 months of emergency fund ko for my savings. Where else can I put it? Kung conservative ka pa rin, kung takot ka pa rin into other high risk investment vehicles, pwede ka dito. Time deposit. So may savings account ka, pag 3 months na, stop. Open a time deposit account. Because generally, so that means a certificate of deposit na may for a fixed term. So with the understanding that a depositor can make a withdrawal only by giving notice. So a time deposit is an interest-bearing bank deposit that has a specified date of maturity. So in other words, mas mataas yung yung earnings niya kaysa sa savings. So how much can we earn from that? So for example, you have 100,000 pesos that you already have savings, may 3 to 6 months ka na, and you have extra 100,000 pesos. How much can my 100,000 pesos earn in a time deposit? So supposing, magkano ba yung interest rate ng time deposit nowadays? In the average? 2%. 2%. So for example, 2%. So that 100,000, you will multiply that by 2%. 2,000 pesos. 2%. So the result of that, multiply mo siya by, for example, 35 days pa lang gusto ko na i-withdraw. So nag-open ako ng time deposit, I put my money in there, and after 35 days, gusto ko siyang i-withdraw. So hindi siya umabot ng 1 year. So you have to divide how many days over how many days in 1 year, kasi yung time deposit is per year yung interest rate niya. So after 35 days, you want to get your money. So you times that to 35 over 365 days. Times, because it's a time deposit, may tax involved in yan. How much is the tax? Magkano yung kukunin ng gobyerno dyan sa ating earnings?
1%.
It's 20% sa time deposit. So instead of multiplying that all to 100%, magkano na lang yung i-multiply natin? Kasi may 20% na minus na eh. 80%. So minus that to 0.80. So in 35 days, yung 100,000 pesos mo, it will earn 153 pesos.
In a year?
Malaki maliit.
In 35 days.
In 35 days, you're 100,000. So what does this data mean? So time deposit, if you want to earn bigger than that, you go long term. No,
Long term.
ang long term. But then again, if you're going to think of it, if you're going to make it long term and then 2% interest rate, compare mo siya sa inflation rate, lugi pa rin.
Lugi pa rin.
Lugi pa rin. So, time deposit is not enough. So, ang usually nare-recommend sa time deposit is that, yung iba, sabi nila, yung sinabi ko ka ng savings na emergency fund, kasi it will just sit on the bank. So that it will earn more, put that in time deposit. So, ang problema naman ngayon, pag naka-time deposit siya, mas mahirap siyang kunin kaysa sa savings. Kasi yung savings, kahit mag-ATM ka lang over the bank. So, sa time deposit, I don't know the process, but I think you have to close the account first before you get the money from that. So, you need to, if you want to get the money, so it will take time. So, if it's an emergency, you cannot immediately get it. Pero yung time deposit, usually, nire-recommend yun kung halimbawa, February ngayon, I have my money, I want to buy a car. Pero hindi pa siya enough. By December, it will be enough. So where should I put that money? So i-time deposit ko na muna. At least, it will earn a small amount over time. Kasi naman ilagay ko lang sa
Savings.
or ilagay ko na lang sa medyas or sa baol. Kasi December ko pa. So, either short term or long term, depende sa'yo. So, kung if you are into inflation rate, then obviously long term is not advisable. So, usually short term. So, time deposit. That's how time deposit works. Next is the treasury bills. Are you familiar with that?
No.
This is a debt instrument issued by the government and it is commonly called T-bills. So, pinasosyal lang, no? Pero actually, it's an utang ng gobyerno sa'yo. Parang, oy may pera, sabi ng gobyerno, oy may pera ka, uutangin ko muna kasi papagawa ng kung ano man yung government project. So the good thing about that is that hindi naman tatakbo yung gobyerno natin, dyan lang yan. So you can always get your money back. Fix na yon. Plus the interest of that. So usually, nakakapag-apply tayo ng mga treasury bills, nakakabili tayo ng mga T-bills na yan sa mga bangko sa Pinas. So sometimes may 5,000 pesos, may 10,000 pesos, as low as that, you can already buy a certificate. Certificate yung tawag sa T-bills na yun. So, treasury bills are good for long-term investment. Kasi the more money that the more time you let the bank use your money, the more interest na makukuha mo from that. So, the maturity date is usually 91 days. Pipili ka lang. If after 91 days, you want to get your money back. So, 182 days or 52 weeks. So, medyo mas less risky siya katulad din ng time deposit at savings account. But, compare sa savings at time deposit, mas mataas yung return nito. Depende sa bangko pa rin. Usually, hindi kasi siya fixed eh. Kasi sabi nila, pag T-bills daw, halimbawa, after a particular period, ganito 5%. If after that particular period of time, hindi mo pa rin siya kinuha, mag-i-increase yung rate mo, magiging 7%, magiging 10%. So, you have to ask your bank about that information also para alam mo din. So, it is less risky compared to like time deposit and savings account, but it generates higher return than the other two. So, if you want to learn more about treasury bills, do your homework. Yun lang yung masasabi ko, do your own reading for that. So, tatlo lang. So, next type of investment that I'm going to explain is mas risky siya compared doon. We call this bonds. So, like treasury bills kanina, bonds are also that instrument that pay a fixed interest within a specific period of time and mature in a certain future date. Ang pagkakaiba lang nito is that mas long-term siya, it usually goes up to 10 years. Pero yung mangungutang sa'yo, either a government or a corporation. A company, kumpanya or gobyerno. So either sa dalawang yun. So, examples of that, government agencies that issues bonds, we have Pag-ibig. Pag-ibig or the Home Development Mutual Fund. General Obligation Bond by municipality. So revenue bonds by municipality for government projects. And we have this thing called corporate bond by corporation. So usually, sa bangko din yan ino-offer. So yung nagre-regulate ng government bonds is the government, our SEC, our Security and Exchange Commission. Well, this one is the company. So kumbaga, yung pera mo na extra, uutangin muna ng kumpanya or ng gobyerno for this particular projects, either by municipality or mga projects nila na ganun. So that's the bonds. And then, the last one is stocks and equities. So ano to? Sometimes we call stocks as equities. So it represents an ownership rights in a corporation. Meaning, when you buy a stock, you will be considered as an owner of that company also. So, what are the example of that? First is UITF or the Unit Investment Trust Fund. Wait muna. Stocks and equities, while they can give you bigger return, are basically risky. Medyo dangerous part na ito. Kaya kailangan dito yung mas matindi pang pag-aaral. Knowledge, so invest on knowledge first. But compared to the first two na na-mention ko, dito, mas malaki yung mag-gain natin. So, UITF or Unit Investment Trust Fund, we also have, what is that? So for example, i-explain ko na ng ganito kasi if I'm going to say the technical definition, kahit ako hindi ko maintindihan. But this one, for example, we call this a trust expert or expert on trust. And we have you, ikaw yan. as investors. Or investors kayo, marami. Ikaw, ako, or maybe tayong lahat, pwede. So, what will the investors do? They will give their money to this guy, to the trust expert. So, sabihin ko, hey, trust expert, get my money. So, what will the trust expert do with your money? So, he will buy stocks, stock market, bonds, money market. Kung napapansin nyo, this one, yung na-explain ko kanina. So, the trust expert will identify kung saan niya ilalagak yung pera. Either sa stock market ba? Or sa bonds? Or sa money market? Siya yung nakakaalam. Kaya tinatawag siyang expert. Kasi alam niya yung takbo ng economy. Ano bang magandang investment ngayon? Ito. So, ito parang, let's put it, parang kung pag sa gambling, siya yung expert. Siya yung marunong mawak. So, kung tayo, as investors, kulang yung knowledge natin, ayaw natin i-risk yung pera natin. So, we entrust this to this trust expert na mag-i-invest ng pera mo for that stock market, bonds, money market. So, this trust expert, usually, sa mga bangko yan. So, you have to go to the bank and ask about that. Sila yung mag-a-assign ng trust expert for you. The next one, we have mutual fund. So, ano naman yung mutual fund? So, may tao rin, ganun din. Fund manager yung tawag. So, ikaw, investors, or tayo. So, you will give your money to that fund manager, and that fund manager will also put that in stock market, bonds, and money market. Ano ba yan? Parehas naman. Because technically, UITF and mutual fund, the concept is the same. Parehas lang. But, they are also different in many ways. So, let's find out kung ano yung difference nila. So, in mutual fund, when you give your money to the trust expert, you buy shares of the investment company. Thus, it makes you a shareholder and gives you shareholders' right, including voting power and opportunity to receive dividends. So, may mga tinatawag tayong mutual fund company sa Pilipinas. I will not mention kasi hindi rin ako nag-i-invest doon kasi parang nahihirapan pa akong pumili. You need to consider the company. So, may mga Phil Equity, na-mention ko na, no? Pero sige lang. But you try to research for that. And then, try to find out kung ano yung performance ng each company and compare. Kung gusto nyo talaga ng mutual fund. So, when you have selected a company, a mutual fund company, and you give your money to them, it is tantamount to buying a share from that particular mutual fund company. So, yung binibili mo sa kanila is share. So, what will this mutual fund company will do to your money? So, yun nga, i-invest niya sa stock market, sa bonds, sa time deposit. Wala ka nang pakialam doon. Kasi, mas sila yung nakakaalam kaysa sa'yo. Yung ano naman, yung ITF naman, you buy units of investment. So, instead of shares, you buy units. And you will earn from the gain or loss resulting from the fund performance. But, unlike mutual fund, hindi ka magiging shareholder ng company na yan. Because hindi naman share yung binili mo, unit. Meaning part lang ng company, unit lang. So that's the difference. So let's further, differentiate them. Yung mutual fund managers yung tawag dun sa nagmamanage ng pera. While in UITF, you can do this through banks. So sa mga bangko sa mga bangko ka pupunta. So sa mutual fund, pupunta ka dun sa mga mutual fund companies. While sa UITF, pupunta ka dun sa mga bank. Sa mutual fund, you can buy or sell through fund managers. While sa UITF, yung transaction mo, you can do that in the bank. So both are cash liquidity. So meaning parehas sila ng liquidity. Pooling of funds, parehas din. Meaning, kung sinabing pooling of funds, meaning your money will be used to invest in different investment vehicles. Pooling of funds tawag dyan. While mutual funds is regulated by SEC or Security and Exchange Commission, ang UITF naman regulated by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. So, government bank. So, yung mga sales charge nila, ang disadvantage ng kasi ng UITF or mutual fund is that you will not get all your earnings. Why? Siyempre, you need to pay the expert. Kasi siya yung naglaro ng pera mo eh. Ano lang, business yan eh. So that's the business. So I will play your money, but whatever earning you have with your money, I have part of it. So ito yung mga ano nila, yung mga fee nila dyan. So sales charge is 1% to 5% of your gain. Sa sales charge, so mas maliit yung UITF kaysa sa mutual fund, which is good. So redemption fee, pag kukunin mo yung pera mo, may bayad din yun pag mag-exit ka. At saka may mga yan yung mga fees nila. So ang kagandahan ng sa mutual fund, wala nang tax yung magigain mo doon. Pero yung UITF naman, like savings and time deposit, may 20% na part yung government doon. Mas naman yung loob ko dito eh. Okay lang sana kung nagagamit ng tama, but anyways. So, ano yung advantage ng mutual fund and UITF? What do you think with the presentation that I gave? Compared sa savings tsaka sa time deposit, anong advantage if I'm going to invest in either mutual fund or UITF?
Mas mataas yung return.
Mas mataas ang
Return.
return. Number one, ano pa? Yung sinasabi ko kanina, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Pag nag-invest ako sa mutual fund or a UITF, it is just like saying na nag-invest na ako sa stock market, sa money market, sa bonds. It's just like hindi lang ako yung nag-ooperate. But all my money are there. Kaya nga mas mataas yung gain eh. Kasi naka-diversify yung pera mo. Kung hindi maganda yung money market, at least sa stocks, malaki. Parang ganun. So diversified na yung pera mo. You don't need to go by yourself. You don't need to invest na ikaw mismo sa stock market. You don't need to do that. Kasi dito, naka-diversified na siya. Pero yun nga lang, kasi diversified siya, mas risky. Kasi maraming napupuntahan yung pera mo, nasa scatter. So yan yung, kung may advantage, mayroon ding disadvantage. Again, it will go back to your personality. How aggressive are you? How conservative are you with the investment? So it will always go back to you. Now the last part. So we still have 20 minutes. So the basic of stock market. Again, basic of stock market. So after this, I can ensure na you will know everything kasi basic. But ito lang yung kailangan nyo munang malaman kung anong meron, ano bang meron sa stock market? Kasi yun usually yung tanong nyo, di ba? Or is it an investment that is right for me? So obviously, belong siya sa stocks and equities. And it is also a high gain but a high risk investment. So, pag sinabi natin yung stock market, sabi niya, it's a place, lugar, where shares of stock of publicly listed companies are bought and sold. A place where shares of stock of publicly listed companies are bought and sold. So, market. Pag sinabing market, ano yun sa Tagalog? Tindahan, palengke. So, sa market, ano yung nakikita natin sa market?
Paninda.
Pagkain, may karne, kung ano-ano, doon tayo bumibili. Stock market is also a palengke. Just like this, stock market is also a place where you can buy. But then again, ang pagkakaiba lang ng market as palengke kaysa sa stock market is that in stock market, we have this. Hindi karne, hindi gulay, hindi isda yung makikita mo. Ito yung makikita mo sa loob ng stock market na lugar. So this is Philippine Stock Exchange Office in the Philippines.
Yes,
Hindi ko pa napuntahan pero gusto kong puntahan pag makauwi ako. Gusto ko na makita kung ano meron sa loob. So instead ng mga tindera, yung makikita nyo dyan, mga traders, mga nakaupo dyan. And yung nakikita nyo dyan, yan yung mga
IPOs?
Yeah, IPOs are yung mga companies na kakapasok lang po sa publicly listed companies. Or lahat ng mga companies na pwede nyong bibilhin. So, publicly listed companies, ito yun. So, they are going to buy and they are going to sell. But, just because there's a place we call stock market, it doesn't mean na I need to go there to buy and sell. So sa panahon ngayon, you can buy and sell through internet na. So, kahit dito ka sa Korea, you can participate in the trading. You just apply. So, yan yung advantage natin sa panahon ngayon. Kasi dati, if you want to invest in the stock market, if you want to buy a share, you have to call somebody from there. Anybody.
Daming phone dyan eh.
Hey, I want to buy this and buy. And they will do that. But now, I can do that through internet. Yan yung pinakaano ngayon. So, stocks or shares. So, stocks represent ownership of a company. Stock, shares, or share stocks are all interchangeably used. Meaning, pag bumili ka ng stock, for example, ano ba?
Jollibee.
Jollibee. Sino may-ari ng Jollibee? Si Elmer, Brother Elmer. Mahirap i-pronounce yung name nun eh.
Gokong Wei?
Hindi po, kalimutan mo yung pangalan.
Gokong Wei na lang. So, Cebu Pacific.
Gokong Wei.
Cebu
Pag
Pacific.
bumili ka ng stocks from Jollibee, you will be considered as one of the owners of Jollibee. Kaya nga nung sinabi ko na sinong may-ari, you mentioned a name, but it's wrong. Hindi siya ang may-ari. Lahat ng investors na bumili ng shares, yun yung may-ari ng Jollibee. Siya lang yung nanguna. But when it was become available in the public, everyone who bought a share or a stock from that Jollibee is considered an owner of Jollibee. Kahit konti lang yung share na nabili mo, you are an owner. Ibig sabihin, magkasosyo kayo. Magkasosyo kayo ni Henry C. kung SM. Magkasosyo kayo ni Tan kung
Asia Brewery.
mga ganun, mga liquor, ganun. So, pag nakabili ka ng share, magiging kasosyo mo sila. Isa ka sa mga may-ari ng kumpanya. So, ano nga ba yung pamamalakad ng stock market? How it works? So, company, sabihin natin, si Ayala, kunyari, gustong mag-expand ni Ayala, gustong magpatayo ng malls, gustong mag-develop ng properties, but then kulang yung pera. Anong gagawin? Mangungutang ng pera. Pero kung mangungutang siya ng pera, may interest yun. Diba? They will pay an interest if mangungutang siya. So the best way, instead of making utang, they will make their company available to the public. They will open. Hey, who wants to join my business? Parang ganun. Parang pinagsisigawan sa Pilipinas. I have Ayala Corporation. Who wants to join me? Parang ganun. He will open it. And how will he open it to the public? By going through the Philippine Stock Exchange Incorporated. Gobyerno natin yan. So, ang maganda lang sa PSE is that hindi ka basta-basta makakapasok dyan kung ikaw yung kumpanya. Hindi pwedeng nagpatayo ako ng store, I name it Aling Nina Store. Hindi basta-basta ipapasok ko yun sa PSE. Kasi the PSE will screen that one. It will look into how much you earn. How much you kaya mo bang panindigan yung business na yan. Kaya nga yung mga nakikita natin sa Philippine Stock Exchange, Ayala, SM, Jollibee, iba mga malalaking kumpanya, pero din merong mga maliliit na kumpanya. But just because they enter the Philippine Stock Exchange, isang indicator na yun na that company really is a progressive company. Kasi hindi naman yan tatanggapin ng PSE kung hindi talagang karapat-dapat. So isi-screen yan. So isi-screen ng PSE. Kaya medyo din yung stock market, medyo safe din kung company lang yung pag-uusapan. So, and we also need ito yung sinasabi kong broker. So there are a lot of broker, but I will also mention COL Financial because this one is the one I am using. Again, disclaimer, I am not affiliated. I will not earn a commission or anything. I will just use this as an example because I'm a happy customer of them. So sila yung aking broker. COLfinancial.com, learn about them. So, yan yung pinaka-trusted ko. Merong isa pero hindi ko kasi kilala kaya dito lang ako sa COL Financial. So they are the broker. They are the broker. And there are investors, tayo. Anybody who wants to buy a share from the company, sila yung investor. So ang gagawin ng company, so mag-a-apply siya sa So the company applies to the PSE so that they can offer the shares of stock to the public. So kailangan muna nilang dumaan dito bago nila ma-offer sa public. Second, PSE authorizes brokers to buy and sell shares of stock of the publicly listed companies. So, yung PSE natin, they will authorize these brokers, like COL Financial, marami yan ha, pero COL Financial lang yung i-mention ko. They will authorize this broker so that, sabihin nila, sabi ng PSE kay COL, sabi niya, hey COL, si Ayala, nakapasa sa screening ko. So you can now open that to the public. So COL will now open the company to the public, and the public will decide whether we buy that or not. So the COL will provide information to the investors. Sabihin nila, oh ito yung price ng share na ni Ayala. Gusto mo ba? Parang ganun. So they will list it to the public. So that's how it works. So kasi sabi nila napakahirap naman ng stock market, nakaka-intimidate naman, but no, it's not rocket science. Ganun lang kasimple. So company will go to PSE, and then if makapasa, PSE will offer it to the broker, and then the broker will list it as one of the choices for the investors. Tayo na dito. So tayo ang boss. Kasi tayo yung magde-decide. Ay, ayaw ko niyan. Next please, parang ganon. Next company please, ganun tayo. So, in choosing a company, doon naman, ibang topic na naman yun. That's what you learn in advanced knowledge na. How are you going to choose a company? But then, it's not already. I cannot share it to you because I have 10 minutes na lang. So, how do I make money in stock market? Yun na lang yung pag-usapan natin. Yung pinaka-interesting part. Paano naman ako magkakapera niyan? There are two ways. First is through dividend. Second is through capital gains. So, sumisamangot si Sbeng, ano yan? So, let's go through it one by one. So, paano kikita sa dividend? So, a payout that companies sometimes make to shareholders that reflects the company's earnings. So, this is how the owners pay themselves too. Like, for example, ako si Ayala. Why would I give my earnings to the investors? Pwede namang akin na lang yun. But in order for them to also get that income, they will have to pass through dividends kasi yan yung pinaka-legal way to do it. So, ibig sabihin ng dividend, divide all the owners, including you who invested on that particular company, will get a share of gain from that particular company. So, kasali ka doon. So, ang hintayin mo na lang, emails like this. So, this is my personal email. So, ayan. Ito yung paboritong email ko na matatanggap. So, minsan mag-email si BDO, hey, you have cash dividend. So, minsan si SM, si BDO. So, si ABS hindi pa nakapagbigay ng dividends, so medyo kuripot, I don't know. Pero natutuwa ako kay BDO kasi lagi nag-i-email yan. So, yun na lang yung hintayin mo. Oy, kumita na naman yung kumpanya natin. This is your part, this is your share. So, how does your share computed? Ito yung content ng email. So, sabi niya, so, tinago ko muna yung iba, no? Kasi medyo confidential naman, baka sabihin niyo, ano. So, tinago ko yung mga area na yan. So, sabi niya, this is to inform you of your cash dividend entitlement. So, ano yan? AC, meaning sa Ayala to. Ito yung tinatawag natin stock code, eh. Kasi mahahaba yung pangalan ng mga companies, so they have stock code. So, for Ayala, they have AC. So, sabi ni AC, meron ka. So, ang cash dividend mo, 2 pesos and 40 centavos per share. So, ita-times yan sa kung ilang shares meron ka. So, kung may 1,000 shares ka in that company, magkano yung kuha na kuha mo? 2,000 pesos. 2,400 pesos. Maliit, malaki. Maliit. Pero, did you work for that money or not? No. You just wait. You just wait for their email because you have earned from them. As of now, kasi yung buy and sell, we call that trading, is another aspect of stock market na medyo risky rin. Inaaral ko pa siya ngayon. Kaya sabi ko kanina, don't do it first unless you invest in knowledge. So ngayon, buy na ako. I don't sell. Kasi natatakot pa ako, hindi pa ako expert sa ganun. So yun yung inaaral ko ngayon ang magiging trader. At saka isa pa, wala tayong time. Kasi yung trading times between 9 AM to 3 PM. May trabaho tayo. I can't watch the internet to kasi kailangan mong bantayan yung pricing eh. mamaya you can appreciate that. So, itong email na to, yung mga paborito kong email na natatanggap from my investment. So, diba, you just wait for their email. So, that's the one way you earn from them, dividends. So, they need that because if they don't do that, they cannot also get an earning. The owner mismo ng BDO na yan. Or ng AC ni Ayala, si Ayala mismo. So, if you want to enjoy the earning, the major stockholders, if they want to enjoy the earning of the company, they have to divide it. That's the legal way to do it. So, second, we call it capital gains. An increase in share price. So, meaning the company becomes worth more money. Ibig sabihin, tumataas yung value ng company. What do I mean with that? Let's take a look at this. So, sa umpisa, ganyan ng kalaki yung puno. But in the long run, it will grow like this. So, ganun yung capital gains. So, maliit siya sa umpisa, but then in the long run, it will grow bigger than that. So, maybe the graph could explain well that. So, let's take, for example, this one, ABS-CBN. So, this is an actual graph of ABS-CBN. Kasi Friday ko ginawa to, so Feb 20, last price dyan. So, from July 2014, July 2014, up to last Friday, February 27. Ganyan yung graph ng ABS-CBN. Ganyan yung graph niya. So, si Kapamilya, wala namang kapuso dito. So, I bought ABS-CBN, I bought some shares from them last July 2014. And it cost this, 37 pesos at that particular point. July. Diyan ako bumili. That point. After July, August, September, October, November, December, 8 months. Ganyan yung ano nyo, ganyan yung rate niya. Minsan tumataas, minsan bumababa, tumataas, bumababa, tumataas. But ano yung napansin nyo? Pataas pa rin. So kahit sabihin kong mag-i-exit ako dito, dito, lugi ako kasi dapat mas mataas yung earning ko dito. Pero kung i-compare ko naman siya sa pagpasok ko, nakabenta pa rin ako. So last Friday, chinek ko yung ABS-CBN, it cost 61 pesos and 90 centavos. Tumoble. So, paano yan na-reflect sa portfolio ko? This one. So this is my portfolio. Again, I have to shade some. So, I earned 49.78%. So for example, I bought, example lang 1,000 pesos lang, kunwari. 1,000 pesos. Last July. So magkano na ngayon yung pera ko? Almost, ganyan. So 400 plus. So I earned 400 pesos from 1,000. Maliit, malaki.
In the span of 8 months.
O, sa ganyang ano lang, maliit. Pero, the concept there is that, did I work for that 400 pesos? No. What if I bought 10,000 pesos? Or 20,000 pesos? 50%, sabihin na natin, 50% of 20,000 pesos is 10,000. So I earned 10,000 pesos in just 8 months by doing
Nothing.
nothing. So yan yung capital gains na tinatawag. So that's how you earn. So I will show my portfolio na tinatawag. So ito na yung mga investment ko. ABS, Ayala, BDO, Century Property, TNL, SM. I would like to clarify that it's not always rainbows and butterflies in stock market. Check this out. Lugi ako dyan ng 3.46% for this particular company. DNL Industries. Ang mali ko dito, mga ano to eh. Ang mali ko dito, I just bought this because of
Curiosity.
yung usap-usapan. So, natuto ako dyan. So, sabi ko nga pala dapat, I should go back to my basic. I should trust myself. So, kasi sa forum, nagbabasa kasi ako doon. So, may mga, oy, DNL, it's sale ngayon ng DNL. Mura ngayon yung DNL. So, I bought. So, sabi ko dapat, kung idagdag ko yun sa ABS, sana mas lumaki. But then, I bought. But then again, sabi ko, I won't be affected with this because I am a long-term trader. Yung question na kanina ni Bro Ryan, do I buy and sell? Sabi ko, no. That's why, kahit mang negative pa yan, it's okay kasi I am a long-term investor. Anong ibig sabihin nun? I don't plan to sell. I just buy. Kasi tulad ng graph na pinakita ko kanina, kahit anong mangyari, babagsak man yung market, but still the graph will always go up. So this week, na-reach na ng Philippine Stock Exchange yung pinakamataas na index in the history of Philippine stock market. This week lang. Ibig sabihin, maganda yung economy ng Philippines natin. That's why we are branded now as the second booming economy in Asia.
Pero hindi siya right time para bumili ng stock.
Yes. Actually, ang sa stock market is that when you buy stock or you sell stocks, the person who buys stocks and the person who sells stocks, magkaiba silang ginawa but they feel right. Alam mo, for example, I have a cellphone na luma na. So gusto ko na siyang ibenta. So binenta ko siya kay Bro Ryan. So binili ni Bro Ryan. So Bro Ryan feels great kasi binili niya yung cellphone ko. And I also feels great kasi yung luma kong cellphone na ibenta ko na. So both sa nagbebenta at both sa sa side ng bumili, we feel equally good kasi ako nabenta ko and feel good kasi nakabili siya. Ganun din sa stock market. Kung long-term investor ka sa stock market, you don't actually care whether it is bullish or bearish. Kasi sinabi natin bull, ibig sabihin the market is on the rise. Pumapalo, mataas. Or bearish meaning bagsak. If you are a long-term investor like me, you should not care for that. Kasi long-term ka. 5 years, ako 5 years, gusto ko siyang kunin. So for now, I don't worry. Kasi alam ko, historically, Philippine Stock Exchange will go up. No matter what will happen, it will go up. Let's try to look at this. How much can I make money? It's relative to what is happening in the market. Is it down? Is it up? So, yun yung pagbabasihan kung gaano ka kumikita sa stock market. So, take a look at this. From 1995 to 2015, this is our index. So, 1995 ito dito. Yan yung tinatawag natin. By the way, PSEI is an index of 30 biggest company na nasa list ng PSA. Sunod yung mga SM, yung mga blue chips company na tinatawag, blue chips company, yun yung mga sikat na pag sinabi, alam mo, Ayala, alam mo yan, SM, Jollibee. Yun yung mga blue chips company na tinatawag. So from their gain, out of the 30, kinukuha yung average at yun yung nilalagay sa PSEI as a basis kung gaano nga ba yung market ng Philippines. So in 1995, in 1995 dyan tayo. Hanggang sa ganyan, so bumaba tayo. So notice mo ano nangyari nung mga 2008. So bumaba. So and then ganyan. So ngayon, hanggang sa ganyan, malapit na tayo sa 8,000. Ito yung yung basihan natin. So nagsimula tayo sa mga nasa 3,000. It started from 1995. So ngayon we are already on the 8,000 mark. So according to the analysis of the expert, sa mga nababasa ko, possible daw na in the first quarter of this year, so mararating na ng Philippines ang 8,000 index. So it's a good indication na our market is working good. So kung napapansin nyo, bumababa nga siya, minsan bumababa, minsan tumataas, but the trend is always up. So ganyan, kaya kung long term ka sa stock market, you don't care kung nakabili ka yan sa pinakamababa, it's okay, kasi gaganyan din naman yan tataas. So kung long term ka. So in the case of traders, yung tinatawag natin nagbabuy and sell, they keep watching that sa kanilang monitor. Siguro nakaupo lang dyan sa harap. Ano mo kung kailan siya papalo sa pinakamataas. May tinatawag na technical analysis that you can predict the next, bababa ba siya next or tataas. So through that analysis, yun yung personal na inaharap, yung candlestick. You can be able to identify na, oh, next minute, bababa to. So bago pa siya bumaba, I will sell na. So isi-sell. So kung tama yung prediction mo, so bumaba nga siya, you will buy again. So kung pag-buy mo ng mababa siya, pag bili mo ng mababa siya, meaning naka-earn ka ng money, ng income, doon sa capital gain na tinatawag. Sa explanation ko kanina sa capital gain. So you buy at, for example, you buy it at 50 pesos. Nung pumalo siya ng 60 pesos, you sell it. So you earn 10 pesos per share. So ganun yung ginagawa nila ng mga trader. But the analysis of that is a little bit, it requires your, kumbaga, patience. At saka kailangan interested ka rin kasi kung hindi, mapapagod ka. Pero isa lang talaga yung ma-assure ko, historically, our index is up. There's no other way but up. I don't know until when, 25 years from now, but I am sure it will go up and up. Kaya magandang maging long term yan.
Parang naging quadruple yan yung share mo. From 1995 to 2050, naging 4 na beses yung parang ano yun.
Pagtaas, ganun. Depende pa rin ito PSEI kasi ito meaning it is already a basket of all. So depende pa rin yan sa how your company works in terms of market, sa company na i-investan mo. So dapat nakatutok ka rin doon. Pero kung for example, sabihin mo 5 years ka mag-i-invest dyan sa that particular company, you will surely get a return. Especially if it is a blue chip company, kung sikat na company siya, you will get. So if you're going to look at my portfolio, hindi naman sa iBraga, so I just hide the data para ano. So sa ABS pa lang, almost 50%. Sa Ayala, it used to be 20%, but lately, nakabili ako ng additional shares sa Ayala, kaya bumaba siya kasi the market is bullish. So medyo mahal yung pagkabili ko. So kaya nga sinabi ko kanina, I don't care kasi long term naman ako. So sa BDO, umabot na siya ng 20%. Century, itong dalawa kasi, experimental to kasi di ba nga sabi ko, I am learning the art of trading. So itong dalawa is like an experimental. So nagsasabihan ako ng mga kasama ko na, if you want to experiment, we have this application called Trade Hero. If you want to try investing, it's free. Parang nag-i-invest ka rin but there's no money involved. There's no money involved. Parang games lang siya. But if you want to try, you search in your Android, Trade Hero yung pangalan. Try Trade Hero first. What if bibili ka ng ganyan? Then if you buy that, how much it will earn? So, hindi ko pa na-try, pero matigas na yung ulo ko. Gusto ko yung actual. Kasi gusto ko, if there's really a money involved in it, talagang mamomotivate ako na matuto. Eh, depende yan sa personality. Yung iba nagpapaka-safe na, ay wag muna tayo dyan. Ano muna tayo, paper trading muna tayo. Ibig sabihin, wala munang money involved. So, and then sa SM ko, 18. So, I can say na, this company is pag-aari ko yan. So, if you shop at SM, bumibili kayo sa mall ko. So, I can say that. Kasi kahit gaano pa yung kaliit, I am an investor of that company. I am one of the owners. So, yan lang yung masasabi mo. So, it will actually earn. So, that's our PSEI. But is the stock market risky? So, sabi ni Robert Kiyosaki, it's not the investment that is risky, it's the investor. So, it will always go back to you as a person. Kaya nga, we have to secure first our knowledge. So, dapat aralin muna natin. Sabi nga nila, aral muna bago invest. So, hopefully, you have learned something from this seminar. It's all up to you kung gusto nyong